Good morning, children. How are you? I hope you must be fit and fine. So, again, I am here online with you. So, we were discussing materials, metals, and non metals, and few topics already we have done, like few property like malleability we have done, then ductility. So, this part malleability we have done, ductility we have done, isn't it? Then definition of metals and non-metals, isn't it? Definition of what is metal, definition of metal, this sonorous property, then what is metal and what is non-metal already we have done. Okay, now these were ductility, malleability, all these were what? Physical property. Means if suppose we were hitting, then it was breaking, so its physical property means physically it was changing from one form to another form, isn't it? Like ductility, from one material it was changing to wires. Then malleability, from any shape it was changing into flat shape, isn't it? So and how, like lustrous, how it was looking like shiny. Okay, so all these were what? Physical appearance. We were talking about how it was looking physically, how it was looking. Okay, now we'll see the chemical properties. Okay, what we will see? Chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay, so what do you mean by? Means chemically how it will change, how it will behave. Okay, so metal and non-metal, both how they will behave. So before coming to that, I would like to discuss with you one part. Now I would like to tell you about solution. What do you mean by solution? In class 6 you must have studied about solution. Suppose there is a glass of water. Okay, a glass of water is there, or you can say a jar of water. I am mixing salt into it. Okay, what I am mixing? I am mixing salt into it. Then this salt and plus this water, both this salt is dissolving in this water. So what's happening? This whole, it is becoming a solution. Overall it is becoming a solution. Okay, it is becoming what? Solution. Suppose instead of salt I'll take here sugar and I'll add here. What will happen? Again it will become solution of water and sugar. Okay, so solution, you understood? You must have studied in class 6 also. Okay, so solution. So we have to discuss about that part. So now I have taken one solution. Okay, I don't know what kind of solution is this. Okay, now I have to find whether this solution is acidic or basic. Okay, so whether a solution is acidic or basic, how will find out? So there is one experiment we have to see. Look at here, I'll take one litmus paper, and what I'll do, I'll dip this litmus paper into this solution. So what kind of litmus paper? It should be blue in color. If blue litmus paper I am dipping in this solution, and this litmus paper is finally turning into red color, from blue it is turning into red, from red, then it will be called as what? Then it will be called as acidic. Okay, it will be called as acidic. Okay, now if red litmus paper I'll take, and it will turn into blue, then it will be, the solution will be called as basic. Okay, so I'm going to show you one experiment regarding this. Okay, so I'm taking one jar. Okay, now first of all I'm taking one solution. It can be either acidic or basic. So first of all I am taking acidic solution. Okay. Now in acidic solution, I'll dip. I am dipping blue litmus paper. You can see here. This is a blue litmus paper. Got it? This is a blue litmus paper. So I am dipping this blue litmus paper into I am dipping into acidic solution. Okay, this blue litmus paper I am dipping into acidic solution. Now this blue litmus paper will change into red. Okay, you'll see this blue litmus paper is going to change into red. Got it? Look at here. This, when I have dipped this blue litmus paper into acidic solution, it is turning into red. You can see it is turning up to whatever part it is dipped, it has changed into red in color. So how will you identify whether solution is acidic or basic? If the solution will be acidic, then this blue litmus paper will change into red in color. Okay. Now I am taking basic solution. Okay. Now in basic solution, I am going to dip red litmus paper. Okay. This red litmus paper, it will change into blue in color. You can see red litmus paper has changed into blue in color. Okay. So how can you say whether solution is acidic or basic? So if blue litmus paper is dipped into the solution, then if it is turning into red, then the solution is acidic. If red litmus paper is turning into blue in color, then it is basic in nature. Okay. So very simple funda is there, that if solution, I'll take one solution, I'll dip red litmus paper. If it will change into blue in color, then the solution is basic in nature. Take blue litmus paper, I'll dip into the solution. If it will change into red in color, then it is acidic in nature. Okay, it's very simple. So if the question will be asked to you that how can you say that the solution is acidic or basic? So very simple, B for basic. Final result, B for blue and B for basic. Okay, so you have to remember that red is changing into blue in color. That means it is basic. The solution is basic. And if blue is changing into red color, then it is acidic in nature. Okay, so the question will be there, that how can you identify whether a solution is acidic or basic in nature? So what will be your answer? Simply you have to answer that if the solution is, I'll take one solution, I'll take both blue litmus paper. If it is changing into red in color, then the given solution is acidic. If I'll take red litmus paper, if the paper is changing into red in color, then acidic. Changing blue in color, then it is basic in nature. Okay, it's very simple. Now we have to see chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Means when metals and non-metals react with its oxides, or the oxides of metal and non-metal, how does it behave? Is it acidic in nature or basic in nature? Okay, suppose I am taking this iron rod. Okay, this iron rod, if it will get rusted, what will happen? Rusting will be there. Junk, you understand that? Rusting will be there. And if I'll scratch the rusted part, and I'll take this rusted part into a glass of water, okay, and I'll stir the glass, then the rusted part will mix into it. Okay, now this solution, what will happen to this solution? The iron oxides has been mixed into the water. Now this solution, the iron oxides of iron and water has mixed and become a solution. Now this solution I have to check whether it is acidic or basic in nature. Then what we have to do? We'll take two litmus paper, isn't it? One blue in color and second red in color. Now I'll dip the litmus paper. Okay, I'll dip the litmus paper and I'll check that. You can see in the figure also. Here you can see. So if I'll dip the litmus paper, what will happen? So after dipping, we have seen that blue litmus paper, when I have dipped the blue litmus paper, the color has not been changed. When I am dipping the red litmus paper into the solution, then it is converting into blue. B for blue and B for basic. Okay, so it is converting into blue. That means the given solution, iron oxide and the water, that solution is what? It is changing. The red litmus paper is changing into blue in color, so it is basic in nature. Okay, so red litmus paper is changing into blue in color, so it is basic in nature. Got it? So from here what we conclude? That the oxides of metals are basic in nature. From this experiment we can conclude that oxides of metals are basic in nature. Okay, or you can do another experiment. You can take one ribbon, you can take one magnesium ribbon. Magnesium is metal. Okay, so magnesium ribbon you can take and you burn it. Okay, you burn it and keep it, the burning part you can keep in the jar, and in the jar mix water into it. Okay, then the burned part of magnesium, it will become the oxide of magnesium. Okay, so oxide of magnesium, and mix water into it. Then what will happen? And shake it. So the water and oxides of magnesium both will mix together. Now with the help of litmus paper you test it. Okay, so what will happen? Red will change into blue in color. That means what? It is basic in nature. Got it? So you can see this experiment. Okay, so you can see the experiment.
Oxides are basic in nature. Here's a magnesium ribbon which you are going to burn in the candle flame.
This is magnesium ribbon. It is being burned. Okay, magnesium ribbon is being burned.
Now we'll collect the residue in a bowl kept here and put it in a test tube.
Now burnt part, its residue has become its oxide. This is the oxide of magnesium.
Add water in it and
Now we are
shake well.
mixing water into it. Now we are shaking.
Now we'll put a few
Now this is
drops
the
of
solution.
red litmus into this. Can you guess what's happening to the magnesium oxide solution? It changes to blue. This shows that the solution...
Okay, now you can see, instead of red litmus paper, we have taken red litmus liquid, isn't it? Now you can see in the solution, when it is mixed, then what's happening? It is turning into blue in color. So what does it show? It is showing that the oxides of metal are basic in nature. You can see B for blue and B for basic. So it is finally changing into blue in color. That means what? The oxide of metals are basic in nature. Okay. Now we'll see that oxides of non-metals. Till now we have seen about metal. Okay. This is non-metal, means in this cap we are taking sulfur. Sulfur is non-metal. Now sulfur we are burning and keeping inside this jar. Burning. Now after burning, the smoke is coming from this burnt sulfur, and we are closing this jar. Okay, then after that we are mixing water into it and again closing, and we are shaking and mixing the smoke of sulfur, that is its oxide of sulfur. Sulfur is non-metal, so its oxide and the water, and we are shaking and it is becoming a solution. Now we are taking the litmus paper. Okay, now blue is turning into red. Blue is turning into red. What do you mean by that? It means that the oxide of non-metal is what? Acidic in nature. So you have to remember, oxide of metal is basic in nature and oxide of non-metal is acidic in nature. Got it? Now here is one video that will show that oxide of non-metals are acidic in nature. Okay?
Metals are
Just have a
acidic
look.
in nature.
Madam, why the oxides of non-metals are
Based upon the water to form acids in aqueous solution. The oxides of non-metals are with lead, red and blue litmus papers, water, Bunsen burner, and a dropper. Procedure. Take some sulfur powder and heat it in deflagellating spoon over a Bunsen burner. The sulfur in the spoon will melt and then begin to burn, giving out a gas with choking smell. Introduce the spoon into glass beaker. Cover this beaker with a lid. Make sure that the gas does not escape from the beaker. Now remove this spoon and quickly add a small amount of water in the beaker. Shake the beaker to dissolve the gas. Now introduce a strip of red and a blue litmus papers into the beaker and observe any change in their colors. Observations. Blue litmus paper turns red, whereas red litmus paper remains unaffected. Result. This shows that the oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. Do's.
Okay, so just now we have seen that oxides of metals are acidic in nature and oxide of non-metals are acidic in nature and oxide of metals are basic in nature. So I have showed you with video also, and I also tried to make you understand. Okay, so I'll give you some questions and you'll try to write the answers. Okay, so what are the things I have discussed till now? That how can you say that whether a solution is acidic or basic in nature? So first of all, we'll take the solution, we'll dip the litmus paper into the solution. If blue litmus paper changing into red, then it is acidic in nature. If red litmus paper changing into blue in color, then it is basic in nature. B for blue, B for basic. Okay, so red changing into blue in color, then basic in nature. Blue changing into red in color, then acidic in nature. And oxides of metals are basic in nature, and oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. So we have seen these parts. So I'll give you the question and you'll try to write the answers. Okay, I hope whatever we have discussed you must have understood. Okay, so see you in the next class. In the next class we'll try to discuss the behavior of metals with different chemicals or acids. Okay, we'll try to see how the metal behave with acid and non-metal behave with acid. Okay, so this much was only there in today's class. We'll discuss further in the next class. See you in the next class. Okay, goodbye.